Instances of murder, shootings and kidnappings have instilled fear and distress among communities throughout Sydney. With a staggering count of 13 murders occurring within a span of 18 months and a chilling warning that the situation may worsen, the conflict between the Al-Madeen and Hanzi crime families has emerged as a prominent source of cold-blooded killings. The most terrifying fact is that it's unfolding brazenly in public locations and suburban streets. So who are these two families? And how did the feud start? Hanzi crime family origins. The Hanzi family is like a ghost that haunts the suburbs of southwestern Australia. Even when it's inactive, you can't really shake the feeling it'll be back when you least expect it. Together with their rivals, they've turned the streets of Sydney into a battlefield. We're talking broad daylight shootings. It has become so bad that the police have established over 27 strike forces to take them down. Bassam Hanzi is undoubtedly the foremost figure associated with the Hanzi crime family, and for good reason. He's long been the leader of the group. According to police investigations, he's the son of a Lebanese immigrant who arrived in the country during the 1970s Lebanese Civil War. Unknown to many, Bassam's father also had connections to the underworld. Court records reveal he was arrested and convicted of drug-related charges in the late 1990s. It appears that young Bassam was drawn to his father's illicit line of work. At the age of 18 in 1999, he fatally shot a teenager outside a nightclub in Sydney. Although this landed him a 21-year sentence behind bars at the Lithgow Correctional Centre, such a lengthy term for an 18-year-old would typically be a game-changer for most individuals. However, Bassam Hanzi was different. He didn't merely survive in prison, he thrived. Those around him at the time described him as intelligent, well-spoken and charismatic. Despite his limited formal education, he had a natural talent for legal matters. His charisma skyrocketed even further when he converted to Islam and formed bonds with fellow inmates who shared his religious beliefs. Bassam became a well-mannered inmate, so much so that prison authorities began to suspect something sinister was at play. Eventually, in 2007, all the warning signs began to add up. During a search of his cell, prison authorities discovered a hidden cell phone. It became evident that this model inmate was orchestrating illegal drug operations, drive-by shootings and kidnappings, all from behind bars. They even stumbled upon a recorded phone call in which Bassam threatened to mutilate the ears of a defaulter. But that wasn't all. His network was far more intricate than initially thought. He wasn't merely an inmate tormenting those outside. He was the leader of a notorious street gang known as the Brothers for Life. Australian gang experts explained that some members of the Brothers for Life also had ties to other Middle Eastern criminal organizations, such as the Assyrian Kings. While he himself stayed in prison, he chose his cousin to lead the game outside the bars. The Hanzi family played a significant role in Sydney's underworld. They were involved in the drug trade, extortion and prostitution, and generated substantial amounts of illegal revenue amounting to millions of dollars. The chaos became so heated that even the mothers of those involved were not safe anymore. On December 11, 2014, a shooting incident occurred, this time targeting Bassam's mother, Lola. An unknown shooter opened fire on her front door while she was standing behind it. She was hit once in the stomach, but fortunately survived the attack. Lola Hanzi became the second female family member to be shot through the front door of a house. Earlier, on March 9, 2013, Bilal Hanzi's mother, Maha, who was also Bassam's aunt, was shot 8 times in the leg. She also survived the incident. The intended target in that case was Bilal, as he'd attempted to extort someone's mother for $5,000. Instead of Bilal opening the door, his mother did, and she became the target. Following several years of chaotic and destructive activities, it appeared that the Brothers for Life gang's reign was coming to an end. A successful police operation led to the arrest of many members, and the key figures either died or were imprisoned. Al-Madeen Crime Network sources have revealed that the Alameddine organised crime network is set to dominate the gang wars in Sydney's criminal underworld for the foreseeable future. They've achieved this by eliminating most of the senior members of the Hamzy network, similar to swatting away flies. The rival families from Western Sydney have been competing for control of certain areas, drug deals and reputations for over a decade. However, detectives have never witnessed such a one-sided battle before. Daily Mail Australia gained an inside look into the gang war, including how the Alameddine network recruits vulnerable young individuals to assist with tasks like stealing cars for criminal activities and selling drugs. This allows the senior members to plan and remain hidden. Talal Alameddine brought disgrace to his family name by being involved in the brutal killing of Curtis Cheng, an accountant working for the New South Wales Police. At the age of 22, Talal provided a .38 Smith & Wesson revolver to an associate, who then passed it on to the radicalised 15-year-old gunman Farhad Jabbar in October 2015. Shortly after this exchange of weapons, Jabbar used the revolver to fatally shoot Mr. Cheng outside the police headquarters. Jabbar was subsequently killed by the police. Talal Alameddine, an ISIS sympathiser, displayed no remorse and even refused to stand during his sentencing in the New South Wales Supreme Court. He was given a minimum sentence of 13.5 years in jail. Currently, Talal is held in the country's most secure prison, the Supermax jail at Goulburn. In October 2018, he allegedly assaulted Bassam Hamzy, a notorious inmate, in an exercise yard. How the feud started. There are numerous stories surrounding the exact cause of the feud, with some suggesting that the Alameddine members stole a drug shipment from the Hamzy family in 2013. Others believe it started over territorial disputes in Sydney for drug-selling purposes. Whatever the actual reason may be, it evolved into one of the most intense feuds ever witnessed in Australia. The first in a series of attacks related to this feud took place in April 2016. Safan Chaji, a relative of Alameddine associates, was targeted, followed by the elimination of Wali Ahmed, who was connected to the Hamzy family. Despite previous arrests in 2014, the Hamzy family seemed to regain power, possibly orchestrated by Bassam, their leader. In 2016, Bassam, already considered a high-risk inmate, was found with a small hidden phone in the Goulburn Supermax prison. Shortly after, he was caught with another phone during a surprise cell raid. These incidents highlighted his continued leadership of the Brothers for Life gang. Both Bassam and Talal Alameddine, leader of the Alameddine group, were imprisoned in the Goulburn Supermax prison, leading to escalating tensions between the two families in Sydney. Inside the prison, in October 2018, tensions between Talal Alameddine and Bassam Hamzy escalated into a brawl captured on CCTV. Concerns arose about retaliation outside the prison. After a period of relative calm in October 2020, a member of the Alameddine group, Shailin, was assaulted, followed by shootings at the homes of Ibrahim and Rafat Alameddine. The feud intensified and resulted in the targeted shooting of Majid Hamzy on October 19, 2020, resulting in his death. The feud continued with frequent fights, shootings, and innocent civilians becoming victims. On January 30th, 2021, an innocent man named Mustafa was fatally struck, mistaken for a Hamzy family member. It was so bad that the feud could erupt anywhere and any time. On February 6, 2021, a brawl randomly erupted at Bolina Byron Gateway Airport, involving members of the Alameddine and Hamzy families. The feud reached a new level of violence and remained highly volatile. Bilal Hamzy, aware of the price on his head, disregarded the warnings and chose to live in Sydney's central business district. On June 17, 2021, he was shot multiple times by someone in an Audi and killed. The Hamzy family suffered another blow on October 20th, 2021, when Salim Hamza and his innocent father were targeted and shot. The Alameddine family continued their attacks while the Hamzis retaliated. The feud escalated, leading to the fatal shooting of Bassam's brother Ghassan Amoun on January 6, 2022. Countless lives have been lost and many have been imprisoned. Bassam Hamzi remains incarcerated. The Alameddine family appears to have gained the upper hand, but at a significant cost. Bassam Hamzi is currently serving a prison sentence until July 5, 2035, with the possibility of parole. It's hoped that Australian authorities will resolve the conflict and prevent further escalation. That completes the story of gang violence in Sydney, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for future updates on more interesting topics like this.